Resurrection!
And yo, it's time for it, everybody, once again. Sticks or pads, don't matter if you're a foe or a friend. Go and boot that shit up, run the set, first to three. We got pride on the line, looking for that victory. Got the meaties and the anti-airs on lock, the nooch supreme. We got set play like Windex, you'll be saying that we're clean. So without further ado, holler out, let's fucking go. Join us in the barnyard and let's kick off the show.
Don't touch that dial. It's that time once again, so get yourselves comfy. Introducing the dynamic duo, the Boomer and the Zoomer, the hosts who boast the most roast. Ya boys Carnage and Old Maid Barry are here to take you down to the Bahnyard, where the banner is free and the hosts are surprisingly even more free. Take it away, you filthy animals.
What's cracking, you dumb motherfuckers? It's your boy, Old Mate Barry, coming at you once again with another exciting, tantalizing, insert big word here, episode of The Barnyard. And I am joined once again by none other than my extremely invigorating and chicanery-inducing co-host, Carnage. How you doing, my good sir?
I'm doing all right, thank you. That was a very photosynthesis intro you had there.
Honestly, I've been trying to read up a little bit. I've been really trying to expand my Pythagoras, and I really think that we're gonna go places in this quest for knowledge. I think that I
really think we are gonna turn into Brunswick Masonic Hall.
I honestly think at the rate we're going, at the rate we're gonna kill this fucking joke, I think that we are definitely on the road to a William Shakespeare colonization.
Goodness. Wow, okay. We also have a guest with us tonight.
We have a guest with us tonight. And this guest in particular is a pretty fucking he's a very important man. In the community of urban street fighting. Runs this little org down by the road. I don't know if you've heard of them, Street Fighter Australia. You might have heard of them. I personally haven't, because they're probably not that good. I can't keep up the bit. It's your boy Tugg Johnson. How you doing, my good sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I was gonna say, yeah, that's pretty terrible. Like, no one knows.
No, because you remember that. No, no shit. Like, you remember that one time that you brought me on to do commentary for SFA, and we planned in the background. We were like, I'm gonna do this whole bit where I'm gonna shit talk the community. I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, I've seen a lot of these Street Fighter Australia guys. I don't think they're that great. I think the Team WP guys over there are better. Looks like they're gonna have to prove me wrong. And every fucking match from start to finish was a banger. And I'm like, y'all are making it really hard to dunk on you with this fucking quality of entertainment. I was mad. I was very upset.
Yeah, just the peeps know how to cook, dude.
Bro, I dare say cooking is an understatement, man. They know how to fucking work the goddamn buffet.
Yeah, 100%.
100 fucking percent. So tell us a little bit about yourself, my good sir. Tell the world who is clearly listening to this, everyone on God's green earth.
Everyone, yeah, every living human being.
Every single fucking person on the planet. Tell them the chronicles of Tugg.
So, do you want me to start from the very beginning?
Go for it.
If you really want to go back to the night of conception, feel free to do so. But we'll need a parent's permission slip first.
Yeah, the show is rated PG-13. We can't go too far.
Dude,
what the fuck?
The intrusive thoughts were going so hard.
We've literally discussed shitting your pants at a fucking tournament, and now we're just like, no, guys, we're PG, please. We really got to keep
now
these sponsors. We got to keep these sponsors on deck. We don't have any yet, but if we did, we would be doing everything we could to keep them.
We cross it at conception, boys. At conception.
Yes, boys, come on. Sponsored by Conception. Have a kid.
Oh, dear.
No, so tell us about yourself, Tugg. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys in the Street Fighter scene will know me as Damo. So, I guess I started in SF4 as just a player. So, doing the grind, learning how to play. I fucking sucked. Not gonna lie. One frame links are a piece of shit. Everyone would agree.
100%.
then went from there to 5. 5 was where I kind of started coming out and joining more community stuff. And it's funny because I wasn't a member of WP. I went straight to Street Fighter Australia, and I think by the time I joined, it was 2000, maybe mid 2017, maybe early 2018, and those guys had splintered off from WP at the time. So I was there just as a player for SF5, and all of a sudden I got asked to be a moderator for the Facebook group. I was like, oh, that's cool. And yeah, since then I've kind of like been running, I think the early days of the Facebook days, I was running what used to, so my old tag, and I think maybe Barry would remember, was Margin.
What was no, there was one before that. It was
Dude.
there was one that I literally had to like message you in advance because this is old lore. This is like really old lore. This is Goat and Howdy's backyard brawl levels of old lore.
Yeah.
This motherfucker tried to jump in on our, because what Goat and Howdy's backyard brawl was myself and Rowdy Howdy. What we used to do, and this was like, I argue that we were one of the first people in our like community to do this, was back right when COVID like was really ramping up at the start. For those who know him, CEO, he was doing something called the Danger House, where he would get a bunch of Street Fighter players on and he would do exhibition nights.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think he was the only person really doing it at the time. And then me and Howdy were like, oh, well, we got some like really great Killer Instinct players here, but we don't have enough to like facilitate big regular brackets at the moment. However, we've got enough people to like mix and match and play around and run exhibition nights where like once a week or once a fortnight, it was once a fortnight, we would put on 3 exhibition events of varying skill levels, and we pretty much rocked that. And I think at the time it was just CEO, and then we came along and did it, and now everyone's fucking doing it. And one fucking night, one fucking night, this motherfucker rocks up in with his goofy ass username. I can't remember exactly what it was. It had the word FAP in it. I remember that.
So back when I was a teenager, I played Killer Instinct on the Xbox One, right? Because it wasn't out on PC yet. So I had an old account from when I was a teenager, and it was literally I am the Fab King.
What?
Yeah, and some of the guys from SFA at the time, that were regulars, saw that name while I was streaming in the voice chat, and they were like, "Why do you say your username?" I was like, "It's an old name," and it's like Margin Fab King, and I was like, I mean, look. The immaturity levels haven't changed. I mean, look at my username now.
Yeah, Tugg Johnson.
Yeah, like, nothing's different.
No, so he fucking rocks up, and he's like, "I'll play an exhibition event," and I'm talking to Howdy, and I'm just like, "Cunt, I'm not fucking putting that name on a goddamn poster. He's got to change his fucking name." So we just put you as like, what was it, Margin or something?
Yeah, it would have just been straight up Margin.
I think it was just straight up Margin, because I'm not putting fucking Margin Fap King on a goddamn poster. I'm not doing it. Name. Which is like kind of funny, because like you're saying that like the maturity levels for you haven't risen. Mine are not much higher. Mine are pretty fucking low in the dirt. I went to go see Bring Me the Horizon, and the moment they played Can You Feel My Heart, me and my son started like filming ourselves doing the Chad face.
You were mewing, yeah.
I don't think like I don't think my maturity levels really crept out of the gutter. But
Bring Me the Flapping.
That was I think that's one of my favorite early memories of you, is just you popping up with that fucking name. And then I go on later to find you've called yourself Tugg fucking Johnson. I'm like, fucking alright, mate. Oh, fucking alright, buddy. Okay.
I didn't even realize what the name meant at first.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I didn't really like read into it too much, and then one day I realized, oh, Tugg Johnson, I get it. Okay. At first I was just a bit naive. I was like, oh, cool, it's SFA. Then I realized.
Well, it's
Then I met
funny.
you at OHN, and I was like, oh, this is what he looks like. Now, okay, this is him. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
I was wearing the jersey and it had 69 on the back with my old tag. I was like, fuck.
Peak maturity levels in the office.
Honestly,
Yeah,
honestly,
one less.
dude, like there's like you know, like parents of like our generation's parents like spent years trying to instill this level of maturity into us.
Failed.
We are gonna do the reverse to our like the next generation. We're just gonna be like, nah, fucking run with it.
But then it's going to have the opposite effect. So your son, Barry, is going to be the most like prim and proper, just...
You say that, but like less than
Maybe it's
20
adult life.
less than 20 minutes ago, he fucking goes into my Discord message. He sends me a message on Discord, and it's a picture that's got the fucking spoiler thing on it.
Okay.
And I open it up, and it's that fucking picture of LeBron James with the light behind him.
Oh, yeah, the son one, yeah.
With no context. You're just like, hey, Dad, I have a surprise for you. And it's just the fucking LeBron James picture. And I'm like, this kid's... I remember one of my friends being like, you know, Matt's going to one day grow up and, like, revolt against the memes. He's going to, like, you know, he's going to be like, I'm not doing this anymore, Dad. I'm sick of your shit. And, like... We just I think I showed that that particular friend this video of him doing the fucking Chad face when I was doing the Can You Feel My Heart?
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah, this kid's lost. This kid's fucked.
He's lost already.
He is a lost fucking cause.
Goodness. But yes. Now that we've learned a little bit about Tugg, he is TO and he does Street Fighter stuff, as we've established. So yeah, the name of this episode is the very iconic catchphrase that Barry and I thought of. No other human being has ever said this.
Not a single one of them.
No, the episode is called What Color is Your Bugatti? And we've called that because as Tugg is I guess you could say he's like an FGC entrepreneur of sorts, and obviously there is a crap ton of money to be made in the Australian FGC. So obviously Tugg is on his 5th Bugatti now. So he wanted to highlight the entrepreneurial
It's
aspects
actually
of
the
it.
7th.
Oh, my bad, sorry. I wrote it wrong in my notes.
Because that's the thing, you got all these like TOs being like, I've got a yacht. Like, bitch, who needs a fucking yacht when you got fucking like 5 Bugattis and like...
Heaven.
Like you employ like 8 cam girls or something. I don't know. I hope you're feeding these ones.
Goodness.
I hope this isn't a Tate situation. I hope you're taking good care of them, my good sir.
Oh, don't worry. They're very, very well taken care of.
They can't speak English and they cry a lot, but I'm sure they're okay.
So the good thing is that they speak Spanish, so you know they can only communicate
sweet.
with me.
How do you say Street Fighter 6 in Spanish?
Street Fighter 6.
Good man. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, who needs Duolingo when you have the Bahnyard?
Tugg Johnson. Yes.
So for the thumbnail, we need to like just somehow work the Duolingo owl in, just with like
Alright.
Tugg's face on it somewhere.
We'll make it really like Mexican patriotism with the Duolingo now.
Even though I'm not even Mexican.
Still though, it's funny.
Still, we can lie.
Yeah,
We can lie on the internet. If Sneeko can do it,
Exactly.
if Sneeko can do it to push his fucking like the courses that he, I don't know if he still does them, but if he can do that bullshit, yeah, I could do Barry's Academy. I reckon I could really go places with it.
Let's do that.
I'll teach you how to have a successful run in the FGC where all the doors will remain open to you at all times.
No controversy at all. But before we go down that can of worms even further, I will get to the first question because I'm scared we're going to go on for too much and we're going to say some things we're going to have to edit out.
This is
So
true.
we'll ask the first question.
We've only just had to start doing that.
Yes,
It
we've
took
only
us
had to
nearly
censor stuff.
it took us nearly a season and a half, and we've only now had to start really going back and going. Probably shouldn't have said that.
Took longer than I thought.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, honestly. I think
Shock horror.
that's a fucking achievement.
It's alright. Just do what I do whenever I've got commentators on for the midweeks. Just start screaming, DOS, DOS, for fuck's sake!
TOS! It's TOS, the bond, we're gonna get striking down.
TOS!
Actually, now that you mentioned midweek, so you do Street Fighter 6, Tugg, and as that's, you know, obviously a very popular game, not just here in Australia, but it's all around the world. Because, like, it's a big Street Fighter game, of course it's popular.
Yeah.
So you obviously get big brackets at majors and online and stuff. So it's like, if you're running a big bracket that's like 50 plus people at a major or whatever, what's your strategy? How do you manage that many people? And, like, what advice would you give to TOs who can run big brackets?
So, I don't know. Barry's seen me do a lot of the work for I'm gonna bring up the name Floating Point.
Bro, I had the honor of working with you to do a couple of those brackets.
That's right.
I think it was I think the one I was most proud of was OHN. I think it was you, me, and Thunder from Down Under.
Dude, yeah.
Like I think we how was it pool B or pool C?
I think it was Pool C.
We fucking smashed that bracket, dude. Smashed it.
Despite the streaming issue, we got it down.
Yeah, don't worry about the stream. Don't worry about the minute shit. Just focus on the dubs, bro. The L's are non-canon.
The L's are non-canon.
The L's are non-canon. God damn.
But yeah, so what, like, in terms of, because, like, a lot of people will see opportunities to really step up in the community, you know, like, everyone, like, for a lot of people, this is their first community.
Yeah.
For a lot of people walking into this, you know, big games like Street Fighter 6 are going to bring in these new faces, just like, you know, Street Fighter 5 did. Myself, I was a Street Fighter 5 kid. That's how I came into the community.
And Street Fighter 4 obviously brought in a bunch of people as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Street Fighter does that. Street Fighter has that effect, and people see these communities and they want to contribute. It's one of the best parts of the FGC, in my opinion, is it really drives people to want to help out, contribute in places, you know, where they can really test their skill sets and grow them, per se. And bracket running is one that I think that, like, people assume that it's a lot easier than it is.
It's harder than it looks.
Until you're sitting there with a fucking Start GG on your phone, which runs like shit, mind you. And you got fucking 40 people in your face going, "Where's my setup? Oh, bro, I'm trying to report my score. Where's my fucking setup?" Like, cunt, shut the fuck up, get in a line, dickhead.
No, one thing at a time. And then there's people who haven't shown up, and you can't contact offline on Discord. It's like, oh, what do I do?
It's stressful. It's extremely fucking stressful, and I feel that
a big major.
People really don't see that. You, however, I've seen you do this shit numerous times. I've seen you TO all over the fucking shop. You do it weekly with the SFA midweeks. You've done it for other places as well. It's like Khan said, like, what advice could you give to those people? Have you had any particular experiences TOing that really stand out? Like, give us a bit of insight to that, will you?
I will start off by saying, if you start, like, I'd say TOing is probably the best barrier to entry when it comes to contributing into the scene more than anything else. Because, like, at the forefront, you're on the front line, right? So I guess some of the advice I would give is allow the fuck ups, like 100%.
Yeah.
Because
you roll with the punches, per se.
Yeah, that's it. Because how else are you gonna learn if you don't fuck up a couple of times?
Yeah. It's inevitable.
It's always, yeah, exactly. Like, there's gonna be times where the bracket's gonna be a disaster, like some majors that I might have mentioned before. But you just gotta continue on, because if you start having a meltdown, then players are gonna be missing out on playing their matches. Things are gonna be delayed, and then you're just gonna be there for, instead, say 4 hours running a pool, you're gonna be there for 6 to 7, 8 hours trying to run the one pool.
Yeah.
So, usually my strategy is that I always ask the event runners, like, okay, how much time do I have on the schedule for said pools? And then I work it from there. And then also, I won't go into seeding, because seeding is another thing.
Seeding's a whole other fucking kettle of fish.
Yeah. But I mainly try to work around the time limit I've got in, like, any pool. So if I try to say, that also goes into the amount of setups I have. So if I'm allowed 8 setups, fantastic. I can get through an hour pool instead of like 2 hours. Like, that's on the schedule.
Yeah.
So I think I tried to do that for. I don't want to talk about Floating Point.
What was that again? I forgot. The name sounds familiar.
Oh my god!
Look, okay. Look, before we say anything,
is it a major? Is it?
It was a major, yeah. But before I say anything, I'm gonna say BKB, Moe, anyone else that's listening, I love you boys. Okay, so anything I say now, it's nothing disrespectful.
It's disrespectful from me, but it's not personal. I would like to preface anything that I say myself in this point. It's not personal to you. It's disrespectful to the event. I'm sorry. Please continue, my friend.
Yeah, I talk from professionalism, guys.
From a professional standpoint, the gloves are off.
So,
Real time now.
unfortunately, without naming names, I remember asking, okay, so why can't we start at 10? Because usually bigger games would have to start earlier, right?
Makes sense. More players, yeah.
That's right. So I made the point of, this was after the event, not before or during.
Okay.
So after the event, I talked to so-and-so without naming names, and I just said, look, if we had started earlier, it would have been good, because if you looked at the numbers for Evo at the time, as well as BAM, we would have known we would have had over 100 and, what was it? We had 120.
120 people, and this wasn't an FGC major.
Yeah, this was predominantly a Smash major.
Yeah. It was basically it was basically the replacement for Phantom that year.
Yeah, that's right. So the problem with that, because we only had so much time to get everything squished in, we had to push the players as fast as possible in sacrificing no stream matches until we got up to top 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember the excuse that they gave?
Oh,
Because I remember it, and it genuinely pissed me off. Like, this is where I say the gloves are coming off. As an organizer, this pissed me the fuck off.
They said trunkies were bad.
That too. No, if I remember correctly, Tugg, and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, the reason that they wanted to start at 11 instead of 10 was, people don't like waking up early.
I'm pretty sure it was along those lines as well.
It's the most fucking bullshit I'm sorry. Reformed Barry's taking a sip for a second. Nah, that is the most fucking pissant dog shit baby ass motherfucking complaint. I'll have to wake up early. Most of you have fucking traveled for this event. Some of you, it's a major for just fucking go to bed a little earlier. Don't stay.
Signed up. Like, then if you sign up to a bracket,
you've paid for the venue.
Yeah, if you sign up, then you're committed that you're gonna get there on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking, it just seems it seems like the most privileged bullshit that I've like ever fucking heard in my life.
Like getting up a bit early.
Like I was saying that in the organization calls, because I remember I came back into the floating point chats pretty late.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd taken a bit of a break from the FGC around the midpoint of the floating point organizing. And I came back about like 3 weeks out of the event. And yeah, they're all like, oh, here are the timetables. We're starting pools at 11. And I'm like, why? People like to sleep in.
Yeah,
you know what? People like to beat their fucking meat. They're not going to do it in public. You dumb cunt.
I remember
how they do that in brackets.
What a way to do. You should have had that question for me with my tag anyway. I was gonna say, like,
have you ever considered tugging your Johnson in Street Fighter Australia?
On stream, on the commentary cam.
Okay, Darkside Phil, calm down.
The camera's on.
We even consulted Shenkan about it as well, and Shenkan came in and started like having a chat with the event runners as well. So it wasn't like, we were more so annoyed at the fact that one of the bigger games, like, because I think Street Fighter was out for a month and a half at the time.
It was about that, yeah.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to be a big game.
Yeah.
Day one. And lo and behold, the event came, and we're just like, oh, I'm not going to talk about the stream setup either, but yeah,
my God.
That sort of stuff where it's like you gotta try and figure out exactly how you're gonna make it as smooth as possible. And like I said, you gotta let the mistakes happen. You gotta let the frustrations of players come out, and you just have to deal with it, because guess what? You're equally as frustrated as well. And then I just remember we were so Barry Millie was on the team as well,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up roping in Thunder.
That's that. I think that was the first day I ever met him.
That was the first day we all met
The
him.
first day we ever met him, I walked up to him and said, "Congratulations, you are now a TO." Hey, look at him now. Look at him now. He's doing great things.
Doing his thing.
I don't mean to brag or nothing, but I kind of gave that man his start.
The man's just got the guidance of a lot of guys in the experience. So
How about you just let me have my fucking moment?
no,
Damn.
fuck you, man.
Fuck you. I'm hurt by that.
I know you are. Still, no.
Damn, bro.
Man, the villainous energy.
This is the first time I've ever had a guest really stand up to me. I don't know how to feel right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we never had this like.
They're all usually just like, haha, okay, sure, okay. This motherfucker rocks right in, just like, no, fuck you,
He's
cunt.
like, no, try me. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm
I
scared.
think I told Khan the other day I'm a renegade. Like,
You did,
you know,
yeah. You're like, I know what state you live in. Try me.
Is that is that Mexican for big old asshole? Because you sure as hell hurt my feelings.
Goodness.
But yeah, no, going on what you're saying though, I think like, and it's something that I feel new organizers and new players fall into the pit of, and I'd like to know your thoughts on this. People personally invest themselves way too much in the moment. Like, if shit fucks up, right? Let's say you accidentally call the wrong match to stream, and then you have to correct them. You're like, oh wait, no, sorry, I actually meant to say this and that. Go there, and then like the two players who are meant to play on stream get a little grumpy. Like, you get a lot of those new people who are sort of like, I'm using this as an opportunity to prove myself, to prove that like I have a place, I have like a place here. And I've fucked it up. Like I'm in the pits. I'm gone. I'm fucking Logan Paul Japanese forest videoing this shit. And you look, for those of you at home, look that up in your own context. I'm not going to do that here. But
we're not gonna get into it.
We're not going to get into that shit here. Unrelated, drink prime. But it's the whole thing of like people get really fucking personally invested way too hard. And it's like you were saying, you gotta roll with the punches. They don't. Like, they just will not do it. And I have seen people crumble to fuck so fast. It's fucking tragic. Like, I'd like to know, like, your thoughts on that. Any advice you can give to sort of, like, teach people to begin to separate themselves in that regard?
I guess I have so I'll talk from personal and then I'll go into the advice. So, at the start, I was like that because you start to get to the point where you want to please everyone. Because it's like you're running this thing, you're having a good time, and the player's having a good time until something bad happens, and then you just feel like really shitty afterwards. Eventually, you just get to the point where I'm at now, where it's completely apathetic about everything. It's like, I'm not gonna lie. I see someone tell me off, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Go back to the setup. So, in that sort of situation, I would say notify the players that were meant to be on stream, because that's the first thing you want to do, because obviously they're going to have a bit of confusion, and then there's going to be delays if you don't tell any of the players about what's happening. So after that, restructure just a little bit to compensate, because sometimes you'll notice that if certain matches haven't happened yet, you can put them on stream and then you'll salvage the bracket like time-wise, because that's what you want to do. You want to try and get everything like perfectly in time with everything, so that you can go to top 8 or whatever it is on the day.
Well, fair point. Something else that I've noticed too for a lot of newer players and such, and again, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not naming names or anything of the sort. I would not here to do that.
Players or organizers?
Organizers, former players, but it also involves players because, like most of them are coming from that place. No one's buying a copy of Street Fighter 6 with the intention of, I'm going to be a tournament organizer.
Yeah,
like
no one does any fighting game.
No one's doing that. Because everyone has come from the point of a player. Obviously, you make some friends, then you get put in a position of power, You're the one who decides the stream matches. You're the one that decides the seeding. You're the one that does all this. How do you combat favoritism? Because I've noticed like a lot of newer people, and like I'm not just this doesn't even just go for Street Fighter. I've seen it in every fucking community I've like helped out in one regard or another, where like, you know, oh, I'm gonna put my friend on stream, I'm gonna like seed my friend here so he has like an easier fucking run and all this sort of shit.
Don't do that, no, collision.
Like, it's like how do you not so much resist the urge, but how do you like dispel that at an early phase of like your organizing career?
That's a tough one. Because it goes back into pleasing everyone, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how I combated it. Because
I know for me, I had to just teach myself to become an asshole.
Yeah.
Because there was a specific tournament that I ran. It was YSB. It was years ago. It was years and years ago. And we ran a Smash bracket. We ran Smash Ultimate, because Smash Ultimate had split off by this point. It was a 14-man bracket. Do you know how long it took?
How long?
14-man bracket, how long?
14-man bracket took 6.5 hours.
What?
No way.
Because I was trying so fucking hard to cater to everybody, to make everybody happy, and in the end of the day, I made no one happy. And,
yeah, you can't cater to everyone.
And everyone was complaining about how fucking long it took and all this shit and that shit. And I think like from that point on, like you said with you, there's like an apathy that you kind of have to take into it, which like seems really odd because like you're doing it for the community, but you also have to like, you know, disconnect yourself. You are a figure of authority. You are not the guy. Like, I think, like, people get that misconception that you've kind of, like, got to be the leader guy. You got to be, like, that personality. No, you're a fucking, you're a piece in the machine, but you're an efficient piece in the machine. And without
everyone
you...
works cohesively.
Yeah, like, without you, it doesn't run. But you are no different to, you know, the piece of the machine that runs the Skullgirls tournament or the Tekken tournament. You are the piece of the machine that helps run the Street Fighter tournament. Like... How would you go about that though?
I think I'll talk from my experience. At the time when I was starting out to do a little bit more offline, and I was doing like solo TOing like online, I got the advice from two people. One was Yusuf, and
former guest on the Bahnyard.
Yes, former guest. And the other was Barry would have known this person from passing, Freeman.
Hey, future guest on the Bahnyard, hopefully.
So I asked them both, and they both said the same thing: just don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck, because it's people are gonna get pissy. People are gonna feel like you don't care or whatever, and it's just like, look, I'm the guy here that's just running the bracket, man. I'm trying to make things run smoothly. Like, why are you trying to tell me off?
It's like working in hospitality at that point. It's just like,
exactly.
It's like, sir, this is a Wendy's. Like,
this is a Macca's, mate.
Like, why wasn't I? Like, why was I not seated 14th in a 20-man bracket? Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Don't get me started. Do you know what? Minor rant. Okay.
Let him cook.
Gen last year. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't the sole helper, but I did assist one of the people that I was one of the people that assisted in seeding. I recommended a certain international player be top seed, and another player complained that he shouldn't have been top seed. And the first thing I thought in the back of my mind was, why?
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
You know, if you object to something, you have to like have a reason to back it up.
Yeah, that's it. It's because it's like, I looked at this player's standings internationally. Obviously, if I put them, say, let's say mid or bottom seed, they would have still won the tournament regardless. But why put that extra work on them?
Yeah.
But like, if they're the best on the day, you put them as best on the day. You know.
You don't just do it because they traveled a long way to be there. It's funny because Evo Japan was doing that. Like,
Really?
when I went, I literally got seated. I got seated relatively high in both of the games I played in, solely because I had a prefix next to my name.
What?
Because they thought that this was Day One Gang. This was like just as Day One Gang started out in 2020.
Big sponsor, day one.
And like fucking that was the running joke. And then like I end up placing in the top 10% of fucking Tekken because my first 3 people were people that had never played the fucking game before. Bro, fucking off topic story time, but in regards to prefixes though, do you remember the tournament Sunny Side Up?
Yeah.
Do you know a player named Charlie?
Vaguely, but I've heard them. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Fucking, I can't remember what prefix he put. It was some legitimate sponsor, but he did it as a joke. And like everyone took him dead seriously. Not, wow, he's sponsored to so and so. Damn, this guy's a cunt because he's like pretending. Right, and it was fucking FGC discourse at a major, and the guy's literally just like, I did it for a bit, relax. Oh, but what about impeaching on their rights? It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. He's having a
cultural appropriation.
He's having a fucking giggle, man. Leave him alone. Don't
Sponsorship appropriation,
bro. So
yeah, sponsor appropriation.
This is what's gonna happen at BAM. When BAM happens, we're all gonna like Day One Gang is no more. Day One Gang in the bin. We are gonna our new prefix is gonna be Nike. little known brand. I don't know if you've heard of them. I hope no one else has. We're gonna go in. We're gonna see if we can get some of that clout. You know.
Just like any brand, like McDonald's Carnage.
Catch my fucking was it Carl?
It on my grimace.
Catch my Carl's Jr. sponsorship.
Oh, legendary.
Oh.
Nando's Tugg Johnson.
KFC.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's crazy to see how far you've come in that regard. Like, again, like to get to the point where you are with your mentality towards this, it takes a long time. Takes a long time. Now, but I do have to ask though. I have a question for you. Now, so Street Fighter obviously is the fucking. I argue it's like the biggest game in the community. Like.
Other than Tekken, yeah.
I would argue Street Fighter at this point, because the problem with Tekken is like Tekken always starts really fucking big, and then the drop off is real. Street Fighter to me always stays a consistent level. I have to ask this, and I don't take this as condescending. Do you feel that you have it easy, knowing that like you're basically in the fucking driver's seat of what is arguably the game that is going to remain at the top from like start to finish? It's Street Fighter. Like, do you feel like you have it easier? Do you feel like you have the potential to learn more through it? Or do you feel like, you know, there are times where you're like, man, I really wish that I was doing this shit, but for like this game over there, like, is the grass greener on the other side? You know, like, or are you just like, man, like, I'm really content with where I am, but I got to admit it's a little cushy.
I'll say this first. So I've been doing this for 7 years, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, when can I just fucking retire? Like, I've been. It's for that reason. Is that Street Fighter is always going to be at least either the first or second most popular fighting game, regardless.
Oh, always. I highly doubt they're like, even Street Fighter 5 in like the dire days. Like,
still number 2.
What are we talking, like season 2?
Oh,
I argue season 2 was a bit of a fucking downer point. That was
for me it was season 3.
You really?
Yeah, because of Abigail and Cammy. I don't know if you remember every top 8 with season 3,
Abigail,
but every single,
good.
not even like every single top 8 was like they had 4 to 5, maybe even 6 Cammies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so not only was Abigail like busted,
The fucking,
but
the
Cammy
fucking,
was really
the
good.
fucking crouching medium punch machine.
Oh, dude, it's crouching medium kick.
Oh, right. Crouching medium punch was pretty good too, though.
It was good, but like the best confirmed with her. Though we're going on tangents with characters, but I would say, yeah, like I'm at a point now where it's kind of nice knowing that we're still gonna have a player base, because it makes my job easier. Because then I don't have to continually be like, oh, come play my game. It's really good. Like the guys I really feel for is, you know, Skullgirls. Even though they're still getting players, you don't see many people get like in the brackets that often. You know, the newer players. Another one is Taj, Mr. SNK. I like to call him because
he is easily Mr. SNK. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, definitely.
He's got the SNK goodness.
Yeah, and like I feel for him because like KOF and Sam Show are really good games. They're fun.
I feel KOF's picking up a little bit now, though. I feel KOF's.
I hope so.
KOF's like, I feel like, because you got a lot of the strivers who have really picked it up and gotten into it a bit. So like, you know, we might see Khan in a KOF bracket because, you know, Strive's his favorite
What?
fucking game.
No.
What the hell, like,
But
Look, this accusation is like I'm just out of replies, man. I just don't.
I love
I'll give it up.
how genuinely defensive you kind of just sounded there for a second.
I just don't know how. to
Normally
reply. The
you'll play it
accusations
off,
keep
and now you're
going.
just like, no.
No, I just don't know what to. I don't know what to say, man. The accusations keep. How do I beat the case?
How do you beat the Strive allegations, bro?
I know I'm a Zoomer, but I have a dad. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I have a father
damn.
figure in my life. I can't play Strive.
Big Wolf.
Base.
It's true though.
It is true.
It is true. I've met the man. so-
Any top 8. Look at any top 8, and you'll see what I mean.
I mean, dude, like I'm not. I grew up only in my teenage years with a father figure, and I'm not a striver.
I have seen you.
You
I have
eventually
played
had
you
one.
in Strive, so I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, see. I mean, like you see my strive skills.
I
Technically.
had to recently apply for a working with children permit for my living my living situation.
Okay.
And the government, they had to do a check on me, and at one point they're just like, "Oh, we're sorry to hear about your father," and I was like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, it says here that your father passed away," and I was like, obviously they've mixed my files up with someone else. I don't know who, but then I called my dad. And for those in the FGC who know, his tag is Teach. He's come to band with me a couple of times. Lovely dude. Everyone who's ever met him likes him, and he genuinely loves and appreciates the kindness that was shown to him. I gave him a call and I was like, "Hey Dad, quick question." He's like, "What's up, son?" I'm like, "Are you dead?" And he's like, "Nah, pretty sure I'm still kicking." And I'm like, "Can you just check?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll just double check." I'm doing all right, mate. What's up? And I'm like, "The government just told me you died." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's unfortunate." So for a brief moment, I was a Strive player.
Goodness. You
For
broke free though.
for those 10 minutes.
But yeah, like you were saying though, it's just like you do have that luxury of like it's never going to be a case of you have to go and fucking beg people to play your fucking game. Like
Yeah.
you can. It's like with Fledgies even. Like Fledgies can exist in a Street Fighter sort of based game, whereas you know if you tried to run Fledgies for something like fucking Central Fiction, you'd struggle. There are people who play it. But, like, how many, like, new people are actively picking that shit up enough to facilitate a healthy, big Fledgy scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in some cases, it's different. I know Sleep Mode, who he does new player plus R tournaments. I know that's a thing. I know there are communities that do it. Like, you mentioned Skullgirls. I know Skullgirls does have I think they're called Nubats.
Yeah, new bets.
Where they're specifically designed for new players to like check the game out. I mean, the game costs fucking the price of a goddamn peanut butter jelly sandwich. It's cheap as chips.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna have that problem with Street Fighter though. There are always gonna be new people picking that game up. And that, I guess, goes back to my question, though. Like, do you feel that, like, you know, you have it easier than most? Like, I wouldn't say take it for granted, but, like, do you feel that it's a luxury that's been handed to you right before you even get out of the gate?
I feel like yes. As Street Fighter as a whole, if I were to talk about SFA, it was a struggle. I guess I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. Okay, I'll say it this way. We've had before I took over SFA, because there were guys that were like de facto leaders of the Facebook group before I turned it to the Discord. It had a pretty bad rep just because of the previous owner's actions towards certain players from WP. And I had to rebuild from the ground up in terms of reputation. So trying to do any events with the name of Street Fighter Australia kind of came with the bad times, I guess, of trying to tell people, look, we're under new management, it's fine. So
You have to basically rebuild the faith and shit.
yeah, that's it. Because like I remember when we first started at the midweeks, we were getting like only probably 6 to 7 players the first, I'd say about 8 months. And then when towards the tail end of 5 and going into 6, we started getting consistently like between 12 to 15, and now we're getting almost 30 every week.
I've loved the growth.
Oh, nice.
I love the growth. And again, you guys have the production value to like really back up a great show at home. It's run fantastically behind the scenes, especially now that the your fucking tournament runners don't hear me every fucking 20 minutes.
Out here. You want to play Netplay? You want to Netplay? Out here.
I'm not gonna name names.
I'm not gonna name names either, but if I have to fucking deal with that bullshit, fuck. I remember I called you out on that one night, and you fucking responded to me with "It's tournament night." It's gonna be your fucking last night if you ever do that shit to me again, you smart ass
If
little
any
cunt.
freaks keep pinging me to play games at such a legendary rate,
Oh, you, my friend Khan, are quite the game freak.
I am quite the gamer. Game freak.
We mean no disrespect. It's all in good fun. But please never fucking do that again, or I will extinguish your bloodline.
Don't worry. The people know who they are. I still love you guys. I've had to tell you in the past, but hopefully we've addressed this issue.
Well, I hope I agree with you, and I have seen it, and I hope that remark does not age like milk.
I just
Let's see.
Either, for my sake.
Oh Christ, Mr. Khan,
Hello.
do you have a question for our wonderful guest?
No, I do. That was a lie. Alright.
Drama.
The next question. This is one that I think could be pretty interesting. Or it could just be Tugg answering with the word dead. What does the future of Tugg in the FGC look like? What do you think the future holds?
Dead.
Alright, moving on.
What a great riveting discussions here on the Bahnyard, boys.
Yeah,
I expected
very
nothing
intellectual
less.
conversations we have here.
Oh shit.
Why do you? I feel like if you keep saying the retiring thing is a bit, like deep down you mean it.
I half mean it.
That's me with the joke of how I'm going to destroy every org in the FGC in Australia. I'm only half joking. The other half
Watch
of
out, OCE3.
watch out, Couch Warriors. I'm coming for you.
Dude, like I told you, if you try to do that to Street Fighter Australia, I'll do it before you fucking do.
Bro, I come up to the fucking gate and you're already standing there with a box of matches and a can of gasoline. You're like, I've already done it, bitch.
I've got the button in my hand. Don't think about it.
Anything you can do, I can do better. But yeah, like, you know, because realistically, like, going off what Khan asked, and it's an interesting question too, because you've really gotten yourself involved in a lot of different communities. Like, as I said, SFA, your work with OG Nerd, which is like really fucking taken off. Shout outs to the OG boys. It's only going up from here, and it kind of like goes back into our original, you know, talking point in the topic itself, entrepreneurism. you're really building yourself up for great things in this community and gaining skills that you could take outside of the FGC and really start something there. Like, you know, is the future of Tugg Johnson to remain within the FGC and build it up, or could we see the skills taken elsewhere? Like, you know, where do you see yourself in the future? And if you say dead, I'll fucking slap you.
Do you want to know a secret?
Better not be dead.
Some of these skills were stuff that I had before even joining the FGC.
Well, it's not as impressive then, is it?
Yeah, I know. But I was a youth worker before this whole fighting game stuff came about.
Oh, yeah.
You told me about that at OHN.
Yeah, so a lot of my stuff about like networking, collaboration, all that sort of stuff, that was already inherent. And then the thing that I'm really good at, which kind of helped Street Fighter Australia and a couple other orgs, is community research, because it's really important.
Correct. Not enough people do that shit.
Yeah, because that was something I brought in, which is why we were without trying to stroke my own dick right now, which is why we're a bit ahead.
Jerk it away.
You should have said without trying to tug my own Johnson.
Yeah,
right?
Johnson.
Yep.
God damn it.
God, fucking. Fuck you. We're not even gonna let you have the opportunity to redo that bit. Fuck
How
you.
shit is the Bahnyard?
Bro,
I know.
You know what I was gonna? You know, remember how we were mentioning fucking Taj earlier? We shouldn't get Taj on the Bahnyard. He's too good for us.
He's too polite.
With quality, with quality like this, keep him far away. He doesn't deserve
I love
this.
Taj.
Oh,
Taj
Hard
is
to
great.
go.
Taj is honest to God like one of the goats of the community. He's one of the. I argue he's one of the pillars. Straight up.
Yeah. I have to agree. But yeah, that's why we were ahead, because I was able to do majority of the networking, organizing, collaboration, and also teach that to some of the team as well, on top of community research. Because if you don't pay attention, things could happen, and then people get annoyed when they don't see things go into a certain direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, people asking us to do weeklies. We actually did a survey to ask the community. I actually recommended, I think it was myself and another person that recommended the survey for SFA, and unanimously people were like, do a weekly, and that's how the midweeks came about. So
You're also one of the only outlets in the ANZ FGC that really does round robin weeklies too.
yeah, that was the other thing that we wanted to differentiate ourselves with, other than, because the first thing we said to ourselves was, everyone runs a bracket, like a double limb. So what can we do differently? Round robin with a final. That single limb. Easy done.
Which is great to fucking watch.
Yeah, because high stakes when you get to the finals. And then, you know, you get a higher caliber of play from certain players. You know?
Yeah, because there's no safety net. Once they're out, they're dead. Old Yeller's been taken out the back and put a fucking bullet in their brain.
Yeah, that's it. And a lot of people like the round robin as well, because they're not 0-2'd within the first like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's definitely a big pro of round robin format, definitely.
Well, just everyone gets to play a bit more. I think it's a great it's a great format, but like the only problem is like overlapping and like fucking players and time and shit. Like, but the way that you guys organize it, I think works really well.
Yeah, I mean, we got it to a finite formula that we run it 2 hours every week consistently.
Oh shit, yeah, you guys cook.
Nice.
You guys cook. In terms of time management, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because we want to stay up on a Wednesday and get until 12 to like still pay up the bracket.
I have work tomorrow and there's JP on screen again. Oh.
There's another J.
I don't want to look at Dragon Lash into plus on
Let me leave.
This is the 28th throw loop this minute. Please, Tugg, end the stream.
I'm being trapped in a perpetual level 2 mix-up. Please let me fucking die.
Just wanted to have fun playing modern.
Oh shit.
I reckon we have time for one more quick question, I think.
I didn't really go into the future.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
You don't have a time machine.
We don't have a time machine, no. But
True.
I can make it brief. I'll make it very brief.
Top to you,
So, For me, I think my goals are to run majors myself, not as a TO, but
Ooh.
actually like along the. If I'm gonna be real, I wouldn't mind doing TGX, but better.
Oh, is
So,
that putting them on notice per se?
yeah, cough, cough.
Hey, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Rise to the
Yeah.
occasion.
Yeah, because my thing is, I do want to give back in a big way, and if I was able to do something similar to TGX, I'll make the main focus the FGC first and foremost.
Of course.
But also, yeah, like, you know, have a little bit of fun with the convention side. Why not? You know, have some retro sections and stuff like that. But my main thing is I want to be an event manager, running events for the FGC. I mean, I'm already started doing that in Melbourne as we speak.
This is true. You are a hustler in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, the first time was, the second time was that November, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
First time was I think it was 2 weeks after BAM, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 2 weeks after BAM. So that was my first time actually being in that sort of role where I'm like the head event organizer. And let me tell you, that's a different kettle of fish to learn from just being a head TO. So that's something I'm still learning at the moment, but that's definitely like I could see myself doing in the future.
Ah, definitely.
Nice.
I do have a quick question for you before Khan asks his final question, which
Oh, goodness.
may very well be the best question of the night.
Yeah.
And it's something like it can be as brief or as extended as you'd like, but it's something that I genuinely would like to know. Now, I said myself that I was a Street Fighter V kid. That's how I rocked up into the scene. I played Smash competitively prior. I was a Melee kid. And then I eventually picked up SF5, thought I was hot shit because I played some tourneys in the house with mates and got my fucking poo pushed in. At what point did you realize that fighting games themselves and the community around it were worth investing in, you know how you have those moments in life where something inside your head just clicks?
Yeah.
Are you able to pinpoint that moment for you?
I guess I'll start off with this. I used to be a competitive FPS player during the Black Ops 2 days.
Oh, no. Nice.
I was really fucking, not sponsorship good, but really fucking good. I guess I got bored of playing FPSs on top of the fact that the community is pretty toxic as well. I kind of thought this was like my jam when I started communicating with the greater community more often, because I was free to cut promos like a wrestler and have let me. This is early 20s Damo right now. Talking.
Damn.
So I remember someone was talking some shit and I was able to cut a promo on them and they shut up pretty quickly and I was like, yeah, this is my home. This is my home.
I found my space.
If I could talk trash and people never fight back, yeah, this is the best place.
This motherfucker just basically dropped his best CM Punk impression and then just moseyed on along.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's really cool with the FGC itself. It really gives people a chance to express themselves and find themselves in that regard. And because we've all got that moment. For Khan, it was being on Reddit. I'm genuinely, whoopty fucking woody. Fun.
Hello Reddit, when you can pet the hecking chonker, Keanu 100, I'm gonna shoot myself. Thanks for the upvote. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger.
You fucking donkey.
No, you know what I do? If I win a game at BAM, if I practice really hard and I somehow win TVC or Cross Tekken or whatever, and I get the gold medal, I'm gonna say thanks for the gold, kind stranger. I really hope I win something now.
Oh shit! You might win Kamen Rider. You never know.
Oh, we'll see.
But as I said, I remember for me, I think my moment where it really clicked was it was OHN 15, I believe. It was OHN 15, and it was Zazob versus Saint in pools.
Ooh.
was Tekken.
It was in Tekken. It was in Tekken
Yeah,
7. Tekken 7 had just. It was still relatively new.
Oh, I see.
The thing this was before Saint was sponsored by Genuine Gaming as well, so it was pretty far back.
This was way before.
Yeah, grand finals for that event was it was Saint and it wasn't JDCR wasn't there. No, that was the BAM following JDCR was there.
I'm trying to remember who was there.
It was some fucking Korean player I know. It was Nobi, I think. It was Nobi.
Yeah, I think it was Nobi.
I think so. Someone can correct me on that one. But it was Zazob from New Zealand, and it was Saint, and it was winners side pools, and I think it was like 1-1, and everyone in the venue, and it was in the middle. It was Saturday. It was pools day. Everyone stopped their fucking matches. Everyone from every community. Like, it didn't matter. Like, the Street Fighter players, the Virtual Fighter guys, like, the anime players. Everyone stopped and crowded around this fucking setup that was being streamed on a projector. Zazob fucking wins over Saint, knocking him in the losers in pools.
Whoa.
And the whole venue erupted. Like, it was the biggest fucking celebration.
I wonder if there's footage of that.
It's probably somewhere. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Was this at the Hilton?
It was the Hilton, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was the fact that Yusef had to tell people, like, you fuck off, go back and play your pools, please. But it was like, it was the fact that, like, you saw the community come together for this, like, one moment. And it was something about that just seemed so fucking magical. Like, and I know that sounds really cliche to say, but it's just like those little moments like that where, like, everyone just stops in a moment of time and really shares something. And it happened the next OHN as well in the New South Wales versus Victoria 10v10, where Khan, we fucked your state up somewhat fierce. And
Damn.
Again, it was Friday night. The whole venue fucking stopped to watch this 10v10. It was state pride, and everyone fucking just got in on it and just had a fucking ball of a time. And it's something that people still talk about to this day. And this was 2019. It's being able to have those moments, and I think for me, I was like, I want to be part of those. I want to be able to, like, years down the line be like, I went to a video game event where, like, the fucking roof blew off this place.
Yeah.
And I've seen a fair few moments like that in my time here and there. It's just, and it's fun to be part of. Like, it's exciting. You never know what's going to fucking happen in the next event. And for me, what clicked in my head was like, damn, I want to see those moments. I want to be there for that, because it's a level of excitement that you just don't get anywhere else other than the FGC. Like, it's for all the malpractices in modern fighting games, like, nothing can take that hype away. Nothing can do it.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, what was Marvel when fucking Tito won and he gets up with the fucking, like, where's Marvel flag, and, like...
Dude, that was great.
That was... It's little things like that. It's little fucking moments like that, dude. It's next level. Like, I know... I'm not even gonna say, do you agree with me? Because I know you do. Like, there's that... It's the same thing with the fucking midweeks, I'm sure. There's those moments that you're gonna look back on and be like, fucking remember when this shit happened? Like, anytime Warlock does anything...
Oh, yeah,
like,
throw a wall off.
By the way, that, like, I'm making my mission to at least get one Warlock match on stream.
That's what I used to do with Hold Forward. Anytime I was given fucking bracket running for the night, I was like, okay, Warlock's going to be on stream here. He's going to be on stream there. We're gonna do that.
Warlock is so belligerent.
Yeah,
he is. He does not give a fuck, and I admire that. Like, fuck therapy. I just need to watch some good Warlock matches.
Just watch Warlock. Just do, like, 3 EXDPs on Wake Up. They all get blocked, but it doesn't stop him from doing it. I love it.
If that's not the best metaphor to life, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, some of my best moments have actually been commentating his ball matches in SSC.
Oh, yeah. We got to do one of those. We got to commentate one of those.
I'll say this right now. I cannot commentate like the bull matches when Warlock's on. Not out of the fact that it's stupid, but just because there's so much shit that happens, you just can't catch up.
I'm too busy laughing half the time.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's just like, why? Why did you do this?
What possessed you to do this, you fucking psychopath?
Well, I like it.
I'm down for it, brother. It's like I don't understand it, but apparently I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh.
That's it.
So before we go, before we put this episode out of its misery, Khan, do you have a final question that you would like to ask?
Yes, it's an old meme. It's a dead meme, but I'm still gonna ask you. Have you seen Madam Web?
No, I haven't.
There we go. Continuing with the streak. That no one on Earth, except Timmy, has seen the film.
Dude, why would I subject myself to such?
One of these days, we're gonna get a guest that comes on, and they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I saw it."
I know Timmick's seen it.
We can never interview Timmick on the Barnyard.
Because he'll say yes, I have.
He'll say yes, and he'll give us a detailed answer, and I don't want that.
I think he torrented it, and I don't blame him. Good on you, Timmick, if you're listening to this.
Base Timmick moment.
Base Timmick. Yes.
Who's the guy?
Alright,
Who's the guy from American Psycho?
Patrick Bateman.
Is Patrick Bateman? Fucking Timmick Bateman.
Timmick Bateman. Yes.
Fucking.
The true Giga Chad.
Have you heard of Madam Web? Oh Christ!
I think that might wrap it up for today's episode.
I think that right there is a good place to slap the bill. Thank you very much, Mr. Tugg Johnson, Ian, for joining us here tonight.
My pleasure.
Always. Do you have any socials or anything you want to plug? Anywhere people can find you?
I mean, I don't use social media at all.
Alright, give him a follow then, twitch.tv/carnage5.
Yeah, that's it. Follow this man's channel. I raid it every Wednesday when he gets the stream early.
I follow SFA.
I was gonna say you literally could have used this opportunity to be like, well, SFA is a place that you can go to and And the first thing you instinctively do is go, oh, don't use social media.
Well, I was gonna say you can find me on Discord. I'm always chatting, memeing, trolling, telling people that they need to fix their fucking neutral in Street Fighter Australia. So, yeah, that's really.
Is this a shot? Is this a shot at Planetary? Because I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be hearing any Planetary slander in my fucking backyard, mate.
I love Planetary. He's my boy, but he knows he doesn't need me to say it on the Barnyard. I was talking about another guy, Sketchy. If you're watching this, you know what you did.
Oh shit. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. I personally, as does Khan, thank you very much for giving us some of your time tonight.
Thank you, guys.
And I would also like to extend a thank you to my boy Khan for joining me, for hanging out with me. I value your company, friend.
I value your company too, and I would like to give I said shout out, Mike Tyson. I'd like to give a shout out to Old Mate Barry. Thank you for spending time with me.
Thank you very much, Khan. It's very much appreciated.
I will bite. I was gonna say I'll bite your ear off, but I can't do it. I can't do the list. I can't do the list.
It's because you don't have a speech impediment like me.
You sound kind of gay there, but we'll go with that.
Damn. All right.
Getting cancelled. We'll end it here. See ya.
TOS.
Oh, well.
Do us.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've been the Barnyard. You've been beautiful. Now, would you kindly abuse that drive meter? Throw some rushes out here and there. Maybe a risky impact or two. Mm-hmm. But before you even consider that, do me the courtesy of getting the fuck out of my house. Good night.
You've been listening to the Bahnyard. We'll see you next time for another installment of the hottest mess this side of the ANZ FGC. Until next time, stay gnarly.